It's funny how a few weeks ago, so many people in the mainstream Hollywood media were claiming that Captain America Brave New World, starring Anthony Mackie as Captain America, was such a glowing success. They were bragging about its $100 million 4-day holiday opening over Valentine's Day weekend, without really comparing it to, I don't know, say Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, a movie that went on to lose money for Marvel and Disney and was a massive disappointment. It opened about 20% less than that movie, but Hollywood insiders, Hollywood trades, they didn't want to talk about that. They wanted to talk about how stunning and brave it was and that it should be celebrated. Well, here we are a few weeks later, after the third worst box office drop in the second weekend we've ever seen for an MCU movie. And it seems like some of them have finally realized that this movie has no chance in hell of actually making money. Captain America Brave New World from Variety, by the way, from last weekend, added $8.5 million in its fourth frame. It will end the weekend with $177 million domestically and $370 million worldwide. A solid tally, except it costs more than $180 million to produce and roughly $100 million to promote. Oh, it's weird that now you want to bring that into play, that you want to factor those things in. And they're still, by the way, running with a bullshit budget, which anyone with a brain knows that that's a bullshit budget. This is a movie that went through substantial reshoots, and in all likelihood, $180 million is about the cost for the reshoots. This movie's well over $300 million, just like every other Marvel movie that's come out in the past 5 years. And we've seen a history of Marvel lying about their budgets, and then when it gets revealed via tax documents a year and a half later, somehow they forget to do the updates, don't they? That's really strange how that happens. Just like we saw with Multiverse of Madness, Quantumania, the Marvels, over and over again, their reported budgets end up significantly lower than what they actually spent on the movie. But even Variety, finally points this out, something we've been saying for a while. It will end the weekend with $177 million, a solid tally, except the tentpole cost more than $180 million to produce and roughly $100 million to promote. So they gave us a bullshit break-even number. One trade gave a bullshit break-even number of $425 million. It has a chance to maybe be between 4 and 425 by the end of its run. That's not the break-even point. Even with the fake-ass budget they gave you, say $180 million to make it, another $100 million to promote it, that's $280 million. Disney only gets roughly half of the money from theaters, a little over half from domestically, a little under half, around 40% actually, from international markets. So bare minimum, you're talking about $560 million plus that this would need to make it to theaters to break even. And they're finally realizing and having to come to terms with that. Here's another one from Variety. Just a few days ago, Captain America Brave New World is winding up as one of the lowest grossing Marvel movies of all time. Oh, that's so crazy. You guys were comparing it to things that came out, 11, 12 years ago, like Winter Soldier, without factoring in inflation, without factoring the hold it would have. Yet here we are now, finally realizing that's the case. You have to scroll way, way down here, by the way. Oh, and shout out Meta PCs. Just saw a Meta PC ad. If you need a new PC or you know somebody that does, go check out Meta PCs, veteran-owned, veteran-operated. They have pre-built PCs shipped to your home really quick or custom PCs. Go check it out. Link in the description and the pinned comment below. Meanwhile, Disney's Marvel sequel, Captain America Brave New World, is projected to add around $5 million in its fifth weekend. The superhero adventure has earned $370 million worldwide, which is enough to rank as the biggest Hollywood release of the year, but isn't nearly enough to offset its massive $100 million price tag, which is, again, a bullshit number. It's actually much higher than that. At this rate, Captain America Brave New World will wind up as one of the lowest grossing Marvel movies of all time, above the flat-out disasters of 2023's The Marvels and 2011's Incredible Hulk. I think the Incredible Hulk was 2008, but I may be wrong. But in the realm of disappointments like Eternals and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, it's weird you're finally talking about those movies in comparison to this one. Those should have been the comparisons from the beginning, but you guys didn't want to get into that. You wanted to protect Marvel and Disney, but now the writing's on the wall, and it's clear and obvious. The only benefit, or the only plus side of Captain America Brave New World, period, is that there's been quite literally no competition for it at all whatsoever. The February was an abysmal month for releases. Box office tracking pathetically behind even last year. And Brave New World, like I said, I think it'll probably limp to 400, maybe just a little over $400 million when it's all said and done. But that is not nearly enough to cover the cost of the movie, even with the bullshit budget that Marvel tried to use to spin the narrative. It is a massive failure for Marvel, which they've had a lot of over the past couple years. And now even the trades are being forced to admit it. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.